Okay.
All right, welcome to Justin's memorial, everyone.
This up here.
Audio recording?
You step into the play button.
Okay. Good.
That I'd have to say goodbye to you so bad. I'm so numb, can't feel anymore. Praying you just walk right through that door and tell me that I was only dreaming.
Yeah, I think let's do
You're not really gone as long as I believe. There will be
State president for a long time.
and
My daughter's on team. Seen you in quite a while. Yeah.
I'm gonna top left tab.
She signed up over work.
Oh, don't exit it. We're gonna sing this song.
She probably did.
You know, they say names and things are the first thing to go. I'm past that.
I see somebody's face, I can't say their name.
Yeah. Like says, I know your face, but no can put it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Old age.
Oh,
Well, sorry about it.
yeah, me too. It's hard life though. I kind of got myself psyched up for the possibility of it happening when he told me, says he didn't think he'd live past 35. And he was then here. So when you run that kind of crowd, it's just hard to stay away from it.
I should have introduced myself.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I'm dropping the ball here.
No. Oh.
Oh, good.
Oh, she is here.
Okay.
People waiting to see that.
Oh, you good guy. Yeah, I want to. Hard to
Come up and sign up for us. And it'll tell you what to do.
Hey, Jennifer. Jennifer.
Oh, how'd she do? I have. Yeah. Oh, it was. Yeah, I can see it. That's why I found when I go and say, and that's right down the front, I'm mistaken. You just have to say, the back, or up to 3, 4, and the R. And yeah, I still, except when you go to get out of the memory and then they don't pay attention to it. I have to go down and find somebody and rattle a cake. Good care of her. That all the hopefully they're doing. I'd be crazy to find all of them.
Computer. She's like, "This is our Zoom." She's like, "I see him."
I don't know how do we do this. Oh, there you are up in the corner.
Hey, it's good to see you guys. Thank you
Oh.
so much for coming.
Why are you hiding?
Oh, I'm sitting on my keister on my couch in Guatemala.
Oh,
Walla
I'm sorry
Walla?
you're not here. Oh,
I've been to Walla
gosh.
Walla many times.
Walla Walla. The other Walla Walla.
Is Jory with you?
Yeah, he's right here.
Oh, I wanted to say hi. I think so.
Hi.
Well, it's good you can be here, sort of here.
Yeah.
We were
That's good.
planning on hearing you speak tonight.
Oh, well, I don't know. I think it's an open mic comedy club. So if I can think of something funny, I might come off my microphone and, share. But yeah.
At least we get to see this teeniest picture of you.
Yeah. Well,
Fine?
I'm glad
Are
you guys
doing
made it out.
fine?
Yeah, hanging in there. Tonight will be kind of tough.
Both?
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
How are you both?
You know,
Old?
older than old. I
Yeah.
think I told you that last time.
Yeah.
That's all we know. Is that we're old. Don't know anything else.
Well, it's good. It's good to see you guys. Thank you so much for coming.
You
Thank you.
take care. Sad.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, how are you, Debbie?
Hi, good to see you. I'm sorry about the circumstances.
Yeah, we are too.
Yeah, I bet you were the best sister.
Well, I don't know about that. He would probably beg to differ, but I was always kind of at odds with him trying to get my mom to, you know, toe a harder line. But yeah,
Been thinking about you. It's so hard to lose these special people.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Not what you expect or want, but we know he's in a good place and look forward to seeing him
yeah,
again. And
out of harm's way.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and the love we feel for them just stays with us. So
Yep.
it doesn't make it any easier, but we're glad we loved them.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to. I hope there are folks there that have stories to share because ours are somewhat limited. But yeah, I mean he's such a funny kid and
Oh, I'll bet. I mean, with your mom, you all have to be funny kids. That's
yeah,
wonderful. I miss your mom. Connie was just saying, oh, we need Claudia here.
I know.
Life of the party. I'm
My
sure
older
Justin
brother,
would like that too.
my older brother was pretty funny at the hospital. He says, well, because we were gonna bury Justin's ashes with my mom, and my older brother John says, "Oh, he better ask her if he can move in again. He's not going to be paying rent."
Yeah, there you go.
So we kind of laughed about that. You kind of have to find some humor in things to kind of get you through it. But
Yeah, you have to do something to get you through it. Might as well
yeah,
smile. Love you, Jessica. I better find a seat.
you too. Okay.
Waiting on a couple people to show up, but feel free to come up front. We have a book to sign in Justin's memory and some photos that you can take home with you if you'd like. Yeah, just while we're waiting on a few more.
I could read your mind. Where the holidays come, the heroes who lead me. Heroes on the field. You won't be that forgotten because the ending is hard to take. But you're calling me.
Yeah, there's Jess, yeah.
Hey, Beck. How are you doing?
Sorry, friend. So sorry.
Thanks for coming. Give you a big hug.
Hug to you.
Good to see you.
Just don't get it. I don't know when but the feeling just can't get it back. Could be fine, my love. What take all my thoughts just like an old dance. I'll in a castle dark or a fortress strong with chains on my feet. Story always leads me back. If you read between the lines, you'll find just try to understand that you found. Never thought I could feel this way. Got to say, I just don't get it. I don't know where we went. The feeling's gone. I just can't get it back.
I'll meet up with shooters.
And y'all.
That's the back of the room.
All day.
Hey, Christian.
Hey
You're
Jess,
so
how are you?
silly. Good. Show me a couple of those muscles.
Yeah, what do you think? I think who else is on this call?
Just Courtney, and then there's a Michael and someone that doesn't have their name. It just says Motorola Moto G something. So there's a couple people online.
Hey,
Oh, there's
how's it going? I think we'll be starting in a little bit.
Sorry,
hey,
guys.
is
I'm
that you,
Exonia,
Exani?
with Justin's friends. Yes, it's me.
Hey, it's good to see ya.
You too. How are you?
Oh, it'll be a rough night.
Yeah, I feel that.
Exani's online. Oh, Julie said Julie sent the necklace with who, Kathleen? Oh, Kathleen will drop it off to you, Exani.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I've been talking to her. She didn't say nothing about that, but tell her I said thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
Julie she says thank you very much, that means a lot to her.
Are you guys doing okay?
Yeah, we're kind of hanging in there. How about you?
I'm all right. I think about him all the time. I'm always crying like a big giant boob.
Oh, really? Yeah, I
Yeah.
have my moments. I'm a big softie, so yeah, we're glad you could join. We weren't sure how many could actually make it out, to the
Yeah.
service, but
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
yeah, well, we hope, I think they're gonna have a time when people can share things. If you have any stories or, want to jump on and share, it'd be nice to hear what everybody has to say about him.
All right.
I may come off video for a minute just in case there's some bandwidth issues, but
I'm gonna mute you,
Okay, no,
Jen.
that's fine.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
sorry.
All right. Okay,
I
bye.
like we had more people.
Push record really quick for Grandpa. Okay. All systems go. Welcome everyone. My name's Courtney Garcia. I'm Justin's niece. It's so nice to see everyone here to celebrate Justin's life. We also have some people that have joined virtually, so welcome to you guys as well. Just to get started, we're going to first have John Turner give an opening prayer. That's Justin's father. And then we'll have a song, God Be With You Till We Meet Again, led by Jennifer Turner, Justin's sister. After that, we'll have the life sketch and obituary read by James Turner, Justin's brother. And then after that, we'll turn the floor over to anyone else who would like to share memories or fun stories of Justin. Doesn't have to be much. You can just, whatever you'd like to share. So, Grandpa.
Yeah. Our Heavenly Father, we're grateful to be gathered here this evening to honor and celebrate the life of Justin Heber Turner. He's going to be missed by all of us. He was a ray of light, and a source of humor and laughter to most of us. And we just are very grateful for thy plan of salvation, and we know that we will get a chance to see him again, be with him. We hope that he's having a wonderful reunion right now with his mother and his grandparents. And we're very thankful to have had him in our lives. We dedicate this meeting in thy honor, and for Justin, I'm sure he's watching down. Thank you very much. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. Amen.
Yeah, he looks good. Oh yeah, do you want to do him? It's a little bit different. You want to pass out hymns really quick, or this also has lyrics?
Does it have, how big are they?
Pretty. I think they're like.
Thank you.
The volume up.
It was over here last.
Here it is. How's the volume? Okay.
Are slightly different.
And I just had a thought while sitting there, that something that Justin would probably do would be record a video like this with the little bouncing ball down the bottom, but mixing it so that the ball hits the wrong word at the wrong time, just for a laugh. So I actually put together some thoughts as well, but I'll put those out a little bit after, kind of give some voice to other people. So you guys don't get bored with my droning, because it tends to be like that. Justin Heber Turner, 45, suffered a fatal drug overdose and passed away on February 12th, 2026 at Utah Valley Hospital, leaving behind a lifetime of stories, laughter, and memories that those who loved him will be telling for years to come. Known to many simply as Justin and to friends as Turner, he was the kind of man who could make you laugh without trying and would drop what he was doing to help a friend in need. Justin was smart, funny, and deeply generous. Mechanically inclined and skilled with his hands, he worked for many years at Napa Auto Parts and Elevate Health Services or Sciences, where he took pride in fixing problems and keeping things running smoothly. He had a natural curiosity and loved a good story, whether it came from a book, a television show. Some of his favorites were The Simpsons and The Sopranos, or a conversation with someone new. A little side note on the curiosity thing of just taking things apart, like I guess our whole family was like that. He was a man of strong and very specific tastes. Family dinners could be an adventure, as Justin was famously selective, perfectly content with meat rolls and the comfort of knowing exactly what was on his plate. Cheeseburgers were eaten plain, always. It took him more than 40 years to discover butter on pancakes, but once he did, he fully appreciated the upgrade. Vegetables, however, remained a lifelong negotiation. Ice cream was a favorite treat, though frozen custard never quite made the cut. Justin's personality was larger than life, matched only by his equally large feet. I went and bought some boots for him one time, and it was an adventure just trying to find him, but we did it. Now, finding shoes that fit was always a challenge. He was known for wearing his pants a little low, which I was going to try and emulate tonight, but I don't know if I could pull it off, so I abstained. Something that amused and occasionally shocked family and friends. One Memorial Christmas, which was this past Christmas, Justin's gift to the whole family was getting a pair of anti-plumber or peak-proof pants. Proof of his humor and love that surrounded him. And I think we were already, traumatized. Yeah, like once you see it, you can't go back. He always answered the phone, and this is regardless whether he knew your number or not, I swear. He always answered the phone cheerfully, ahoy hoy, a greeting that perfectly captures his playful spirit and a refusal to take life too seriously. Like many families, Justin's loved ones understood that life is not always easy. They hope that in honoring Justin's memory, others who struggle with addiction or who love someone who does will know that they are not alone. There is help, there is hope, and there are always people who care deeply about you. If Justin taught anything, it was that people are more than just their struggles, and everyone deserves patience, compassion, and another chance to be understood. Above all, Justin will be remembered as someone who showed up for people. He was loyal, helpful, and authentic. Someone who made everyday moments brighter simply by being himself. Justin's life reminds us that perfection isn't found in polished edges, but in laughter, loyalty, and being unapologetically who you are. He will be deeply missed and fondly remembered by all who knew and loved him. We would like to extend our sincere gratitude to the ICU staff at Utah Valley Hospital and the Donor Connect team who took such good care of Justin until he could give the gift of life by donating his heart, kidneys, and liver. And no, they said it was the biggest liver they had ever seen. I don't know if that's good or bad, or if it's just Irish. I don't know. Justin was preceded in death by his mother, Claudia Turner, grandparents Glenn and Lucille Turner, and George Wesley and Rena Boyle. He is survived by his father, John Turner, and siblings, John Turner. Is that a typo? No. Jennifer Turner, Jessica Jory Topham, James Liz Garcia Turner, and Julie Carlos Garcia, and many nieces and nephews who loved him. I need to go back and put John and Marie Turner. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Family and friends are invited to attend a celebration of life in Justin's honor, which thank you for being here right now. And then Jessica, I think, put together a life sketch that I'll read as well. Justin Heber Turner was born on December 18th, 1980. I think he made Generation X by the skin of his teeth. He came home in a red velvet Christmas stocking, which we kept for years, and which made some of his siblings jealous. I think I was too young to realize that I needed to be jealous on that, but I remember seeing it going, oh, that's kind of cool.
I'm jealous. I came home and want to.
You did? Oh, I thought it was.
Babies, I got.
So it's the early Minky Couture for kids, for babies. But I guess apparently that's what being born in December gets you.
Yeah.
Justin was a cute baby. You can see from some of the pictures and what have you, with adorable curls, and his siblings often fought over who got to hold him. Which again, I don't remember that, but don't want to be caught up fighting over babies. As a toddler, he loved to jump in his Johnny Jump Up, which I remember. I was trying to make one for my mom to keep when she had her knee surgery. An adult version. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but it would be cool, wouldn't it? And I think every orthopedic surgeon ought to be promoting one. Yeah. So let's hear. He also had a knack for sabotaging carefully choreographed dance routines of his older sisters, Jennifer and Jessica. Do you guys have it on there?
Yeah.
Does it have a little black box over the?
No.
By traipsing in after his bath in his birthday suit to join the dance party, which was pretty epic. John Travolta, eat your heart out. This was all caught on VHS, and the evidence still exists, even with the little lines that came with VHS recordings. Justin attended Wilson Elementary School, Payson Middle and Junior High schools, and graduated, barely, from Payson High School in 1999. After high school, he had a variety of jobs, including working at a few different Napa Auto Parts, which he enjoyed, both in Payson and in Springville. Elevate, which is over in Provo, and some others that we don't have information on. Justin was a naturally funny kid. He always had a quick answer, and some of our favorites include the following. Justin was going to a jazz festival, and his sister, Jessica, said, "I didn't know you liked jazz." Justin replied without missing a beat, "I like all the meats of our cultural stew." I'm not sure what music is vegetarian, but I'm sure it's out there. More recently, when we went up to Salt Lake to go to church with Justin when he was going through rehab, we were all crammed into our sister Julie's car. Justin was giving us directions back to his place. He told Julie, who was driving, to hang a Larry, which in Turner speak was turn left, hang a Larry.
So they asked him, if a Larry's left, then what do what is a right turn called? He gave it about a half a second and replied, I don't know, Ricky? So Ricky and Larry, I guess, maybe people he drove around with when he was riding by the stick shift, I don't know. Yes. Justin was an extremely smart kid. One of his friends growing up referred to Turner as the smartest kid he knew. I thought he was talking about me, but no, Justin. He was probably the finickiest eater around. Again, he ate everything plain. He could eat a dozen rolls in one sitting and half a ham by himself, but didn't like butter on his rolls, for example. He used to tell us he'd lose weight in jail because he didn't like the food. I guess they didn't cater to his, strict religious guidelines. Minimalist. After his death, a few of his childhood friends reached out. One of them shared, I just want to share that he was my very best friend, and more than once through high school, he saved my life. Those were dark days for me, and he pulled me out of the abyss time and again with his goodness and friendship. I never properly thanked him for that, but I thought you should know that I and my family, my wife, my kids, owe him so much. And I'm so sorry I'll never be able to repay him for all he did for me. But sincerely, Luke. Another childhood friend, Casey Cotton, wrote, well, I always remember the first time I saw him meet up peanut butter and Miracle Whip in a sandwich. It's a sacred coming together. If you haven't tried it, don't knock it till you try it. I don't know what it is. It's probably not the best for you, but it's surprisingly zingy. Tangy, I guess. I don't know. That's right. So Casey had said, man, that really threw me off. Like, maybe we can't be friends, but he got past it, thankfully. It says, our memories playing a Super Techno Bowl, or at Super Techno Bowl, and I don't think I ever won. That one time you took us up to Lagoon and the car tried to overheat, and we had to turn the AC off and just roll the windows down, but we made it. That was some, good guidance from Dad growing up, theory of operation. I still think I have a broken shoulder from standing in front of him one time trying to tackle him in football. Worst mistake ever. My family absolutely loved Justin. Another friend, Jen, wrote about Justin's passing. I just saw this last night and my heart is broken. Justin was such a good friend that I have been clean for 3.5 years, and Justin was there for me and helped me through detoxing. I'm not sure I would have been able to do it on my own if he wasn't there, taking care of me. It's so hard to lose so many people to overdosing. I've lost a lot of really good people to this horrible disease. Justin struggled with addiction over the years, and as a family, we felt somewhat estranged. During his last rehab with collective recovery, he invited the family to participate in some group sessions. That was a special time and brought the family closer together. As he progressed through the various stages of the program, we felt like we were getting reacquainted with the little brother that we knew from our childhood. In recent years, Justin had expressed a desire to get his patriarchal blessing and to go through the temple, which shows the spiritual side of Justin that not many have seen. We express our gratitude for the plan of salvation and know that Justin is a loving son of Heavenly Father. He was our loving brother, uncle, son, and friend. We know that through the atonement of Jesus Christ, all mankind can be saved and that families can be eternal. Justin. God be with you till we meet again. Then we'll open the time up. Anybody else to come up and share? That was your line, Courtney, sorry.
Oh, thank you. That's it. I don't want to embarrass Justin or his family. My mom was his, I don't know what you call it, home teacher. I changed it now, so I don't know. And Justin was my neighbor. Justin was my best friend. I had 3 kids. My 3 kids did not trust anyone except for Justin to come and watch them. He was a wonderful man, and I don't think anyone ever knew how smart he was. My God, he was smart. You could ask him anything, and he would know the answer. And I would go, oh, Justin, how the crap do you know this? And he's like, well, I just know it. And we spent many nights together. And I spent many nights with Claudia. And I missed her funeral. And I can't miss this one. Justin was an amazing man. He had his faults. We all had our faults. When I found out he was passed away, it was just weird because me and my mom were just talking about him. I'm like, what happened to Justin? Because I had just got married and he lost his home and he lost his mother and we didn't know where he was. And to find out he had passed away, he was so smart. He was so funny. We would just sit there and laugh all night. And I could call him up and say, hey, Justin, come over and watch my kids. I need to leave, you know. And my kids didn't trust anyone. And they loved Justin. I call him Turner. Turner. I don't know what to say about him. Except for he was exceptional, very smart, very, it had such a humor to him. I would ask him questions about like, just like, how do you know about this? And he'd be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And yes, he was just smart. And I don't mean to embarrass him. If I do, I'm sorry. He is one of my best friends. Justin Turner. Turner is what I call him. When I found out he passed away, me and my mom were just talking about him last week, and I miss Claudia's funeral. And my mom was her home teacher, and this family meant a lot to me, very much to me, and so did he. He meant a lot to me. I don't know what else to say. I don't want to embarrass anyone, so I'm gonna just leave with that. Justin Turner, one of the solid ones. And so is Claudia.
My name's Monica. I'm actually an addict in recovery. There's nothing bad I can say, about Justin. He's been through all the struggles, alongside with me. I have 111 days today. I actually, talked to him the night he passed away, and, he's like, so I heard you got some new teeth. I got my teeth this morning. It was crazy that it would be today that I got the teeth. I know that's ridiculous for me to have to say that, but he would be happy to know that I finally got my teeth, right? There's one memory that specifically comes into play in my mind. I have an English bulldog and he's like 95 pounds. And he like was Steve and Justin were like best friends, right? So I called Justin one night. I didn't have anywhere to stay, and he's like, just meet me at the train station. You can come to my house and stay. So I get there and I've got my dog in the stroller, right? Because he couldn't walk because he's too fat. And he literally like put him on his lap, and my dog was like, and I couldn't find the video of it because I got rid of all my phones when I went to treatment, but the dog was like standing on the handlebars of the bike, and Turner was like, and he wouldn't stop licking Turner's face. So Turner's like, Monica, you have to go behind me because he's trying to see you. And it's like, but I could tell you probably 20, 30, 40 times where I was struggling and I would call him and he would stop what he was doing, Uber me there. He's walked in the rain to get me. He's came in the dark to get me. And I can tell you, by the grace of God, he saved my life more times than I can count. I didn't want to come tonight. I'm going to be honest. I didn't even go to my grandparents' funerals, because I couldn't handle it. But I wouldn't have been able to live with myself if I wouldn't have came tonight. I love all of you. And just know that you guys, I wish I knew him as well as you did, but you guys are blessed. Will always be my best friend. Thank you guys. I'm sorry for your loss.
I'm Kathleen Edwardson. Justin worked for us for a while, and I know Justin, I don't have those fantastic stories. Actually, the people on Zoom have more stories than I could imagine, like Tara, and I know Monica can have more stories, but I met him through Tara and through my daughter. And so I remember I was working at DI and he introduced me to Turner, and then he came in the last one time and I'm like, hey Turner, and he's like, who's that? You know, but he would almost make me want to lose my religion sometimes. But he is the only one that would come to church with me. Because we were working on his patriarchal blessing. But it's always an adventure with him. And he's trouble, always making me late. Want to stop for Conco, you know, or go by Taco Bell to find Garcia. And I'm like, Justin, no, we gotta, this is serious. But the one thing I can tell you as far as his heart, he's very thoughtful. And somebody told me a story that her son died and she was gonna go rob a bank or something crazy. And because she wanted to get a headstone for him. And then he came back and he got her a headstone. Just I'm sad. He used to say that I was going to lose my daughter. I don't know, why would you say that? It was funny because it's like when I was driving my dad's car and my dad had some issue with Justin. I don't know what it was. So he goes, yeah, I see your dad. He goes, he saw me and he just heard like that because he could see him in the rear mirror. But then when we started working at my husband's mom's house, my dad was there working with us. And he goes, I like that Justin. He goes, he talks to you. And I go, yeah, he talks to me. But, Justin would keep me, I could get so upset with my husband because he's like the worst coworker. And he like leaves. And I said, Justin, I go, this is what makes me so mad. He goes, oh, we love Lee. And he goes, we have to make allowances for him. Because it would be hard. We were so forgiving, so loving. It's just, oh, sometimes I wish I would have stopped for those clinicals and stuff and going to see Garcia, but he'd always make us late. We worked the film festival and I was freezing. It's like my eyeballs were like frozen and he always came very prepared with his million of those little drink things. But he's like, oh, I'm drinky, I'm hungry. What are you talking about? He's like, I'm hungry. He goes, let's stop at McDonald's. And I'm like, we don't have time, you know? And he always made me late, you know, but he was on time. It's like I said, if you're not there, I'm going to go to church. But it was like, we just started ward hopping after a while. But my dad was really, it's like, when Justin passed away, I said, I go, Justin passed away. He looked so hurt. And then he went shortly after that, like, and then like for a week when my dad had morphine in him, my dad would be looking past me and he's like, don't go away. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, Aaron, I go down seeing things, my sister. And I remember him flipping up, going, you mean they're waiting for me? And I'm like, I bet that's Justin. Go, come on, Tom. They're waiting for you. Come on. You know. But he will be missed. And I don't have great stories like Mandy and Monica and Lexi has a ton of stories of Tara because I just didn't know him that well. I was just like this uptight person that says, oh, you need to make allowances for your husband. We love Lee. And I'm like, well, you might as well love me. He was the worst. And I said, you're a $20 sweeper. And he goes, you know, you're going to get me in trouble or something like that. But it was like, you know, I don't know, maybe I was jealous of Justin because Pat's like, oh, Justin cut the trees. And it's like, that's all he does is he's gardening, you know. But he will be missed. And I don't know, everyone else has better stories than I do, but I just thought, like, when Exoni told me about the headstone, I said, yeah, it sounds like something he would do. You know, and so her son was able to have a headstone. But, you know, I kept thinking, man, all those girls that are gonna kill themselves up there. He said he's not gonna come back, especially when he saw his mom and stuff. I said, he's just gone. But I would like to be there when he gets his work done. Because there's somebody for him up there somewhere. But anyway, it's been nice to know your family. I've almost gone to the one when you guys went and did your the family went to what was it, Helper? They went to the museums and my dad was trying to make it up there, but he's too slow. And then we almost went to the balloon thing, but my sister had this deadline at a certain time and I'm like, man, we just can't make it. So anyway, he's a great guy. And at first time I just wondered like, what do you do? Every time like Nanny, she would get mad and all of a sudden her husband would go to jail and she's gone. And I'm like, going, who are you hanging out with? She's like, Justin. I'm like, oh, you know. And then here we were thick as thieves towards the end because we were just working on projects at my mother-in-law's house. And when it slowed down, we were doing bacon jobs and, you know, I kind of regret not stopping by some of those con calls, you know, getting late for something. It's just too uptight. Can't tell you about how many times he got our car towed, and because he's in our car, he gets searched. Police come, the dogs hit, they search us all, and then Justin's always saying some smart alecky thing. And I'm like, Justin, this is just so inconvenient. He goes, yeah. He goes, oh, we'll just sit and wait. And three times too many. It's like I'm still trying to get the body count for some of them. But it's like we started this thing called cop shopping, and I said, Justin, I go, let's go cop shopping because they're gonna pull us over. And he would try and look so suspicious, putting his coat in my trunk. You know, we'd be up there, and it's like we're going to all the bad haunts. And it's like, and I take my keys out so my license plate light would be off. And those nights, nothing, ever nothing. But it just always seemed when Justin's in the car, I mean, that happened in Springfield too. They're like, oh, I know you, Justin. He goes, you don't know me. I don't know what you're talking about. But now it's like, you know, I like it when we get pulled over. I hope they search us, and I hope they bring the dogs, you know. But it just seemed to be a regular thing, just a regular thing, so. We'll see what happens tonight on my way home. I have a tail light out, so. We'll do that.
I'm Lexi. I missed her so much. And I do have a lot of stories. But he was always like my favorite person to go yard sailing with. Like he would call me and be like, "Why are we not at a yard sale right now? What is going on? Where are you at?" Or he would call me and ask if I wanted to hang out, and I would tell him, yeah. He'd be like, "Okay, well, try not to bring any of your stupid boyfriends with you." He definitely did not like my choice of boyfriends for sure. But I loved hanging out with Turner. He was such a blast all the time. There was never really a dull moment with him. And I got thinking about it last night. I can't even remember where I met him, to be honest with you, but I'm still trying to think about it. He just was so much fun to be around, and the light that he carried with him always was just amazing. The love he showed other people, even when they were not good to him, was amazing, because I don't know that I could be that kind of a person. You know, I left state and went to Mississippi a while back, and I think about December, so that I could get sober. And I had talked to Justin a few days before I came back, and that was the last time I'd spoke to him, but he seemed like he was just kind of a little down and just trying to figure out life, you know. But he always kept a pretty positive outlook on what he was doing, and, you know, knowing that things would eventually get better for him. I know that he was not, you know, wanting to use his whole life. He did have a desire to, you know, change his life around and stuff. I think when we get stuck in the cycle of addiction, it just gets harder and harder to want to stop. I think that's pretty much all I got right now.
Sorry, I'm not cutting it off. I just wanted to say, if anyone has to leave early, make sure you we have photos of Justin up here that you can take with you. And also feel free, as this is like open mic, there's refreshments in the back if you need or want a snack or a drink or anything. So, but we can keep going with that. Oh yeah, and there's a book up here to sign as well. We can keep going.
I'm glad they're making it.
Well, I'm really glad I got to come here tonight. Justin was just amazing man. Like, he had his trials, and I remember the first time I met him, I thought he was like there to like rob me. I thought he was like, he was like this big guy like checking out my whole yard. I'm like, what's that guy doing? And he was just like left my yard, I guess. So he was looking around it, and it like scared me. And I was like, what is this guy doing? Like, what's going on? And so I was like totally scared of Justin the very first day I met him. I'm like, what are you doing? I said to him, you know, and he's this big guy, and I'm like this little girl, and he was just like, what do you mean? Like, he was totally innocent, and then I just had misinterpreted it. And I mean, gosh, we had been through a lot together. He like he drove my mom to the hospital in a stolen car. My mom was like, oh, she's like, he didn't even shake when he was, I'm like, Mom, this is a stolen car, I didn't know. And she's like, well, at least he got me to the hospital and then have a heart attack. I was like, oh my gosh. And so my mom was cool with it. Like, she got to hear the jams that he played some oldies for her. So he made it comfortable. It was like a nice ride to the hospital. So I always thanked him for that, dating my mom, because like we didn't have a car, we had no way, and my mom never drove her whole life. So, and I just happened to not have a car at the time, and he was there. He took us. It was a stolen car, but we got there safely and we got home, and so everything was good there. And, my mom was cool with it all, so that was different. But yeah, we lived in a storage unit together. He had a smaller one, I had the bigger one, so he'd always like make sure I was alive, and he would check on me. So like, yeah, I always check on him, and like he was the kind of person that would come and help you, sometimes he would gripe a little bit, but most of the time he would come and help you. Like, he would drop everything he's doing to help. Like, Justin did have a big heart, and he had a huge network of people. I mean, he knew the good, the bad, and the ugly. He knew a lot of people, and like the lives he touched, it was just insane. Like, he just touched so many lives. Like, like he just got along with everybody. He could fit in with anybody. And he, I wish he could have got away. He was so close getting away from it. I mean, what a shock. Like, now I have to accept, like, it's been a rough few hard weeks. And the last time I talked to him, I was like, are you okay? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And like, he wasn't really one to complain ever. And so when he said, I don't know, so now I was like, oh, could I have done something different? Like, should I have called back and be like, wait, what do you mean you're maybe not okay? Like, I don't know. I just felt like I neglected that. And I guess that's part of, how it goes when people die. And he was not, I didn't think he would. Like, I thought he would have by now. Like, I didn't think he would ever die. Like, he would come, and help you with drugs, without drugs. Like, it didn't matter. Like, he was there, and he wanted a better life, and he believed in a better thing. And as long as it's all true what we believe, we'll see him again, right? We'll see him, but it is going to be hard. It's going to be hard not to call Justin, because he would, like, when you're having a panic attack, he would talk to me for hours when I was freaking out, because I have like major panic attacks. And like, oh my gosh, anyway, he would listen to everything I said, not always gave me the best advice, but he really was there to listen. He was a listener, and he would help you with the better advice. And if you didn't take it, well, then that was really your fault, because he gave you good advice. So this is dad. I never got him. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You raised a beautiful son. He was amazing. You raised a great man, and I'm so blessed to have met him in my life. Like, my fiance died, and he had seen my fiance 5 minutes before he got ran over by a car, and I had been in jail. And he's like, I just seen him. I'm like, he's dead. I'm like, he got hit by a car, didn't make it. He's like, I just seen him on the bus, and he had been so close to me through so many tragedies. My mom dying, my fiance dying. Just some major life issues, and he'd always been there. And like, I just got out of prison, and I just got out of prison, and he immediately came to my side and made sure that I was good. For like 30 days he hung out with me, because I was like, I've been sleeping for 2 years. I'm like, let's go have fun, and I was running around, and he was there to just, he was there. He was just there. Like, he didn't try to drag me down. He supported me. He's like, well, be good so you can get out of this and not go back to prison. Like, he supported me, and he did not ever try to be a bad influence on me. He even, like, we went to the doctors. We had to go all the way to Salt Lake to get our medication, and we wrote together. Like, he just was, I never have, I don't know, he was just different. Justin was just different. And I was really blessed to get to know him. And he introduced me to great people. Like, he just had a network, and your son was amazing. You're so lucky to have such a great son. And I can't wait to see him again. I know he's up there with my mom and my fiance and my dad. he's getting to meet them now, and I'm hoping that he tries apples because he would not eat apples. I like would go crazy about that. I'm like, just eat the apple, and he just wouldn't eat an apple. And he'd be like, you're infused. I'm like, you've never had an apple in your whole life. I'm like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, where do you come from? I'm like, there's apple trees all around. I'm like, you can't, because I had an apple tree in my yard, and I begged, and I was like, I'll pay you money to eat this apple. And he would not eat an apple. Like, what is wrong with you? I guess he was scared of the texture. I'm not even sure, but he would not eat an apple. I'm like, what in the heck, dude? I thought it was the weirdest thing, and I just wish I could have got him to eat an apple, but maybe he's trying them in heaven now. Maybe they're better up there. I don't know. Maybe they don't have that horrible texture or whatever he was scared of, but he was just so fun, and he was funny. And I mean, I just don't know what I'm gonna do because he was just there, like, like it's hard when you get out of prison and your family's gone, and like I didn't have much, but he was there as a friend, and he, let me make a few phone calls. I mean, I'm sure he put some money that he could on my books, but he struggled, and but he was always, and he'd always feed you, like, like, well, I'll give you some of my ice cream cone, but that's one bite. Okay, well, okay. He's like, I mean, if you want your own, I can buy you your own. But, and it was Sonic. He loved the like ice cream slushes. I was like, you like those? I'm like, they are so amazing. He's like, I told you about them. I'm like, you never told me about them. I'm like, well, I'm there. He's like, you're there right now, and you went without me, and I mean, we didn't talk for like 2 weeks because of that. But yeah, so I don't know. He was just an amazing guy, and just to know that like he's not there to call now, like I just hope that I can continue on my good path because I mean I'm lucky to have my life, and I did lose it going to prison because I couldn't fix my life in time. I lost my mom, I lost everything, you know what I mean? I lost so much, and I have my life still, and so I just gotta be grateful for that. And it's hard when you like have mental illness. I don't think Justin like had super like signs of mental illness, but I think there was mental things there. Obviously, that's what we struggle with, and that's what brings us back to our addiction. And I just hope that I can keep fighting and stay out of it because I know he would want me to do better. And, from day one, he was like a cheerleader to me. And, he gave me great advice, and I'll never have someone like that again. I won't be able to find someone like him. Like he was just a different kind of person. So it's going to be really hard to find someone like him. Like in all the years I knew him and the things we've been through, and the rain, the sun, the horrible fights. I mean, me and Justin were not afraid to get in fights with each other, but we never stayed mad at each other long. We got over it real easy because we never like, we would just get mad and what are you doing? And so but he spent many days and nights at my place. I spent many days at his place. Like we just spent so much time. And just the amount of time we were involved in each other's life, I mean, I had a car before, and so he would always call me for a ride. I'm like, okay, I'll give you a ride, why not? And he was like, well, let me drive. I'm like, you're not driving. Now I'm stuck without a car, and I know what it's like to not have a ride, and it sucks to like, but he always managed on his bike, and I was like, well, maybe that's what I'll do, is get a bike. And he actually took me on my first electric bike ride. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is super cool. I was like, oh my gosh. He's like, don't drive that fast. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you're going too fast. You can't handle it. I'm like, I'm handling it. Let's go. So it was like the funnest thing I ever did. Like he let me try a few different bikes. And the last one, I don't know if it was his sister's or whose it was, but it was super fun. I was like, I should just take off now, but it was so cold. I was just glad to get back home, but it was super fun. So we got to go on a really fun bike ride together. And I wish he wasn't gone. I wish he could just come back, but no, he's gone. He is gone, and it is very hard because it's just like his voice was different. He had a mellow tone, and he always had he was never really an angry person or he was always calm. He was really good in panic situations. Like, how am I gonna find someone to replace that? I won't, and I guess he can't come back. No one range will let you go for me, so maybe that'll be enough for me to stay on the straight and narrow. And I can live for him, and I can do better. And when I meet him, I can tell him how much I missed him and what he missed, what he missed in my life. But I know that he'll be there watching over, and I'm so glad I got to go to the hospital. And I know he heard me say goodbye to him. I know he was there. I know he was there, and I know he heard me. I touched his skin. I said goodbye to my friend. And
And that was really hard, and I haven't really thought about it much since I seen him that last day in the hospital. So this coming here was really hard tonight, and I'm so glad that someone came and picked me up and gave me a ride here. I'm so glad I made it to my friend's funeral. I'm just sad that I had to come to my friend's funeral, and him of all people, like, he was a fighter. How did this happen? I don't know. He was a fighter. He was a very strong person. He was a very strong person, and I wish he believed a little better in himself. But he did try his best, and he was so close to getting away. He was so close. And now we gotta just miss him every day. I mean, his voice is different, you know, like you won't hear that voice Justin had, and just all like, you know, he was very smart. And oh my gosh, he was the best mechanic I knew. He could fix anything. He could rewire anything. Like he came out of a new apartment and rewired my lamp. I just got a DI. I'm like, look at this broken thing. It took him 2.5 seconds with no tools. And he wired that lamp right up. What am I gonna do now when I don't have a wiring man? Like he was the guy. Like he fixed everything, you know, cars, machines. Like he was so dang smart. His brain was like, I mean, there's so many millions of things he could have got into, and you know, I get it's overwhelming, you know, it's hard when you don't have a car, and it's hard when you don't have a house, and it's hard when you have an addiction problem, and it's hard when you have low self-esteem. It's hard. Life is really hard. And you know, Justin wasn't the kind of person to like cry on anybody's shoulder. Like he would never really complain. I mean, you know, like he just was always pretty like positive, you know. Unless he was like fed up, and he wouldn't be negative, but he might not always be positive. But you know, he would get frustrated sometimes because he wanted people to listen too, you know, and you know, because he did have wise words. He had really wise words, and I'm just gonna have to learn to do it without him. It's gonna be super hard. I don't know what to do. So I'm really sorry, you guys. I'm really sorry. So you're his cousin?
Me, I'm his niece.
You're the niece, yes.
Niece, nephew, sister.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, he had such a big family. Oh man, guys, I don't know how we're gonna do it without him. I don't know, but I hope you guys feel at peace. He's safe now. You don't have to worry about him tonight now. You don't have to worry if he found a warm place to go, you know. You don't have to worry. And now he's warm and safe, and he's like up in heaven, probably doing great things. He's probably like a great missionary. He's probably talking to everybody up there, like making all sorts of friends. Like he's just telling them everything. So he's good. He's in a good place, and he's probably doing the Lord's work. So I know that's what he would do because that's who he was. He had it in him. He had a very special spirit about him. And I know he's up there doing the Lord's work. So at least we know that he's safe and this can't happen again. But it's just sucks being here without him. So I am glad I got to have a friend, and I'm sorry for the family. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. I hope it gets better. It just takes so much time. I mean, special persons like that don't come around. He was just funny. Like, how could you like not? Like, you couldn't. And I loved you guys' obituary. I've never read an obituary, and it was so cool. Like, you guys were so down to earth and so, like, whoever wrote that, you guys did an amazing job. Like, you did. I couldn't believe that obituary. Like, I'm glad you guys said what happened, because I think people should know that people die from addiction, and people don't like to say that, but I think people should know, and I'm glad you guys told people that's what happened. And then talking about his plumber crack, like, I just couldn't believe that you guys wrote this. Oh my gosh, like, you know, I mean, no wonder you have the personality, you have the family like you guys, like that's where he got it in his family, like super funny. Like, it was just a really, really good obituary. I will never read anything like that again, I'm sure. That was just wonderful, and I loved it, and it brought about a warm feeling, and I'm going to print that and save it and look at it all the time. And I'm just, you guys were cool. Like, he was cool because you guys, like, I get it. He got the laughter and funny stuff from you guys, and you know, like, and you know, he knew when to be serious, and he knew when to joke, and you know, he always just knew how to act. Like, he did know how to act. And just this dang addiction, and people that are just careless. Like, I don't know who doesn't help, but I mean, I know he helped anyone he could. Good, bad, or ugly, he was there to help, and he did it. He was there. I mean, he rode his bike there. He never complained. Miles and Nicole Miles, like, I just, he was a great person to look up to. And I'm glad that he was there when I got out of my whole thing that I had to do, because it's hard to transition back into society. And I'm glad that he was there as a friend. And I hope that I was there for him as a friend. I hope that I did as much as I could. I mean, I just miss the time. I'm gonna miss the time. And then it's gonna be a lot of years of hard life without him, because I really did have to call him a lot. Like, he was one person that could handle my meltdowns, because I can have very manic meltdowns. And he knew what to say and do, and he would just like sit there for hours. And like he'd be like doing something totally different, but he would like keep me on the line because he knew like I was like hyperventilating, head between legs, and he was just like, breathe, breathe, you know, like, are you still breathing? You know, and he just would hours, like 2.5 hours, he'd sit there and listen to me freak out about nothing. And then it was like, I finally felt better. He's like, are you feeling okay? Because I hang up the phone yet? I'm like, one more minute and it'll be another hour. So I was just glad to have somebody like that, you know, and I just am going to miss him. And I'm so sorry for you guys. I hope it feels better someday soon. I hope this is easier, but it's just a big loss. A big loss. He was too young, but I'm just glad that he's with the Angels now, and now he can be our cheerleader from there, and we got this, we can do this. I know that he'll give us strength from heaven. I do believe that. I have my days where I lose my faith at times, and I know that's the wrong thing to do, but there's times where you lose your faith, but I know if I stick with my faith, I'll find the way, and I'll get there, and I'll see him, and everything will be great. So thank you so much for letting me talk. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
I didn't think I'd give up, because I am a big crier, so I hope I can even speak, but there were a lot of years where my sister said we were estranged from him. Just, you never knew what to say when someone's dealing with addiction. You know, I didn't know what to talk about with them. So I'm so glad that you guys were there for him and that he had you when he didn't have us. A big regret that we, I don't know, take him in more. But we were so blessed this last, like they were mentioning in the letter when he was up in the, I don't know, sober living, that they would do these monthly phone calls with the families, and they'd have a therapist there. And he's like, I'm standing by you guys because I didn't know that anyone would want to join. But it was so cool to be a part of that, and just to talk so real about it and realize that there's the same people you love, you know. They aren't their addiction. I mean, they're dealing with it, but it doesn't define them. And so I'm just so grateful for the last few years that we had to get closer to him, as we saw him a little different, you know. He wasn't, just, you know, the troubled brother, you know what I mean? So it's been a blessing, and that my kids have had more time to hang out with him. I mean, he was just so real. You could ask him anything, and he was just him. But yeah, I'm gonna miss his laughs and his jokes so much. Oh my gosh, he was so funny. And he did ride his electric bike. He had a couple accidents, little road rage situations. He'd be like, oh, you thought he got hit by a car, and then he goes to tell you the story that really it was the one time he, you know, was road raging and the dude drove him off the road, and it was a little bit of his own fault, but oh gosh, but we were blessed we had him come and stay with us for a week, but he's having trouble getting around after the bike crash, and it was, I mean, you just realize like what a good guy he was. He was so fun to be around, so he's gonna be missed. And I just want to say thanks to everyone that was there for him when we weren't. Glad he had so many people in his life that he loved, and I love hearing the stories of the goodness that he shared, because he was such a good guy. A huge, huge heart. So There was one, if you have a chance, read these little blurbs that are up here. There's one that his friend on Facebook wrote, Luke. I mean, he had sent a message to Jessica. Maybe I'll read it. Let's see. I went to his Facebook page, maybe he's online, I don't know. I hope he doesn't care that I read it, but there's a lot of tears. But he says, let me tell you about my best friend, Justin Turner. Turner was quite literally a giant, the closest thing I've ever known to one anyway. He was an incredible friend to have in any tight situation. We'd go to debate tournaments and I'd run my smart A mouth off until some kid from Price was ready to knock my teeth out. Then Turner would appear from around some corner and suddenly all threats were dropped, disagreements forgotten. We went to DC together on a school trip for a week and our plane got in late. Our hotel was truly in what was, especially at that time in the late 90s, the rough part of town. We had a drive-by shooting in front of it a few nights into the trip. Our group was too big for a cab, so we walked to the hotel. The fear coming off my teachers was palpable. Somewhere along the way, Turner finds a tire iron on the side of the road. He just picked that dang thing up and went to the front of the group and started slicing it through the air. We all knew we'd make it then. Turner was brilliant. His mind was a Lamborghini. The combination of that giant brooding form and a brain so quick with a joke, comeback or critique, sharp enough to shave was almost unfair. We spent endless late nights talking about everything. Economics, politics, religion, and yes, women and the Simpsons. People would sometimes call us the smart one and the dumb one, but that was only if they'd never exchanged a word with Turner. I always admired and still envy his 50-gigawatt brilliance. Turner had a one-of-a-kind heart. He was good down to the molecular level. For every angry critique and criticism I had for another human being, Turner had a joke and a hint of reason why I should be a bit kinder, a bit more patient with the world. He was an absurdly good man, true and kind and honest in a way I can only hope to achieve in some future life. In all sincerity, the closest I will ever come to walking with Christ in this life is the time I spent with Turner. He made mistakes like all of us. His just had sharper, deeper hooks. But he also loved, hoped, felt, and cared deeper and sharper than most. He was the very best friend, and I know it makes him happy. And then I went to save another's life. Farewell, my dearest friend. I pray you enjoy the great El Camino ride in the sky until we meet again. I just thought that was so well written. Like, it's just, to have a friend like that. I wish I would have advantage of him while he was here. So, anyways, sorry.
First, I want to thank all of you who came. And for those of you who dared and were generous enough to stand up and share some of your thoughts, your memories, and some stories about our brother. It's really priceless to us too. Because as Julie said, there was a lot of time that we missed with him and a lot of his life that we didn't know about or who he was spending time with. So to get these glimpses through your eyes and your experiences has been a blessing to us. But I do love my brother, and I'm grateful and treasure the things that we were able to do together. I was 10 when he was born, and so I felt like he was my own little baby. Take care of a little, and as he grew up, I liked to read to him. I remember trying to make him sit still while I'd read the Book of Mormon to him. I must have been in seminary or something and thinking, oh, he needs some Book of Mormon in his life. And he just couldn't get past all the, and it came to pass. You know, first there's a lot of that phrase, and it came to pass, and finally he said, I just can't deal with this anymore. So that was a kind of a failed experiment. I was able to take him to Washington, D.C. This is before we went with his class, but we took a trip together to D.C. and stayed at a youth hostel and went to the Smithsonian together. And I mean, that was many, many years ago. But just some of these things that we could share together were special, and that's one of them. I've gone to some concerts with him that were cool, and I introduced him to Shane Coyson. That's a spoken word poet, and we were able to go see him together in Park City and just visit on the ride up and back. It was a choice life experience to share that, because this is a poet that touches my heart, and I could tell that his work was meaningful to Justin as well. Being able to go to the balloon festival in Panguitch, he came with us a couple of times, and that was neat. Went to the Scandinavian festival with him, and my mom and her good friend, who was, both my mom and her friend were essentially decrepit, but Justin was so sweet with them and kind and patient, helping them get in and out of the car, helping them, step up from the curb. He's someone that so often I thought was so inconsiderate, because he brought so much, frustration and pain sometimes. To see him in that light as someone who was kind and thoughtful and considerate was neat. He wasn't just one or the other. He really was gentle and kind and considerate of people. He did spend quite a bit of time in and out of jail. One thing that I appreciated about when he was in jail is, one, we didn't need to worry about where he was at, which is a terrible thing to say, but there were a lot of times that we did worry and didn't know if he was safe, or warm or fed. So there was some good to that. And besides that, when he was in jail, that was the only time I felt like I could communicate openly with him, even though I couldn't communicate. It's not like I went to visit him very many times or talk to him on the phone, but I would write letters to him. And so he probably got more correspondence than anyone else in my sphere over the years, because when he was in jail, that I thought, okay, well, I can send him letters at least. So I don't know if he appreciated them. I don't know that I ever heard back, but I was able to write him some letters in jail. Anyway, just thanks again. I've loved hearing from those of you who also knew and loved him, and for the greater understanding that it's given me of just what a good guy he was. I just resented him so much of, kind of my adult life, because of, brought pain and frustration and trouble, to my mom especially. But to know that he was so much more than that, and that he was a giving and generous and loved person, and that he shared love with so many of you. So thank you for coming. I'll share my testimony, because this isn't maybe the normal funeral that I'm used to, but I do believe in God's plan. I know that he provided us a savior. I know that Christ lives and suffered for you and me and for Justin, and there is the opportunity for us all to improve and to turn to him and to be forgiven and to overcome whatever weaknesses and troubles that we have, so that we can be happy and have joy with him and with our families. And I am also excited for the opportunities that he's having now in the spirit world. And it's nice, as a spring shared, to know that he's safe and in a good place. And I'll end that in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Well, then you've heard.
I'm Lisa Gromberg. I'm friends with Julie, a lifetime friend. We grew up not 2 houses apart from each other. We knew each other since went to the same church, and we slept over at each other's houses, and that's how I knew Justin. My dad turned a bus into an RV in the 80s, and it was parked in front of our house. And we had sleepovers there. And one night in the middle of the night, me and Julie are having a sleepover, and we heard this little knock on the door, and it was Justin. And we let him in. And the next morning, we heard this loud pounding, and it was John. And I think even Claudia freaked out when they woke up and realized Justin wasn't in the house. And I think Julie said he got grounded for that. But he was, like I said, a sweet little boy. That's how I know him. I only saw him at Claudia's funeral, and I hadn't seen him since he was a child. And another time, I remember John had me and Julie take him to go see the Ninja Turtles movie, and back in the early 90s one. Because he didn't want to see it, so he dropped us off and picked us up, and he paid for our tickets. And so I just, that's how I knew Justin as a little boy, hanging out with Julie at our house. Just glad to come to his funeral. I miss Claudia too. And she was our young women leader. And my mom's been gone too for over 6 years, and was friends with my mom too. So thank you.
It's gonna take a minute. Hi, John. I've known Justin since he was born. Our family were neighbors in Payson, and I have some of the funniest memories of that boy. His mom and I, back in the day, Relief Society was in the middle of the week, and Claudia was quite a sewer, and we would haul sewing machines and all kinds of stuff to Relief Society. And for about 3 weeks, no kidding, every time we came home, Justin got into mothballs. He took some pills, can't remember, liver pills or something. He
got the crayon up his nose.
Yeah, did the crayon up his nose. It was like Clay had speed dial, poison control on speed dial. He's like, we can't take him anymore. We don't know what he's gonna do when he gets home. But he was such a fun little boy. Just had some struggles, but he's got a heart of gold, and I'm glad that he was part of our life and part of that association with both families. Yes. More than once.
My name's Courtney. I'm Justin's niece. I also just wanted to say some things. I wrote some stuff down. I'm lucky that I got to know him a little bit more over the past few years. Like, I knew him like growing up, but as my mom and Nanny both mentioned, there was times I just didn't see him. So yeah, I'm grateful for the time that I did have with him, and I'm proud of him for never giving up, and proud to call him my uncle. Anytime we were driving, he would ask me, like, what are the kids listening to these days? And so I'd show him the artist I was into. And I'd say, what do some of the songs you're liking right now. And one of the ones I remember him saying was I'll Be Seeing You by Billie Holiday. So I hadn't really listened to her all that much, but every time I'm cooking in the kitchen now, it's usually Billie Holiday that I'm listening to, and I'll be thinking of him. And if there's one thing that I want to be, it's a good friend like Justin was. I can't even like count how many people have said and told me how great of a friend he's been, and I've just like heard more of that tonight from all of his friends that came and told all the good stories. Some other memories I have of Justin were that I got to go to my first metal concert with him. We went and saw Gojira and Korn together with my brother Caleb and my spouse Joe. So that was fun. Anytime I'd give him a ride home from like family gatherings, he'd say like, "How are your brothers?" You know, he really cared about people and how they were doing. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. My mom mentioned this too, but I really love how he was never scared or like hesitant to talk about the real things in life. You know, it wasn't just surface level. Able to talk about struggles. And then I found myself gravitating towards him at family gatherings when it's like, let's just sit and have an actual talk about something real. Yeah, but from what I've learned about addiction, it's a terrible disease, and I'm just really sad that it took my uncle so soon. I miss him, and I wish that I had more time with him here. But I do know that he's still with us, and we can call on him when for strength when we need. And yeah, I'll be seeing you, as Billie Holiday says. Did anyone else want to say anything else? Oh, on the Zoom. Did you want to say anything, Jess? I can put you by the mic.
No, I mean, I think with the life sketch that's been said, and I'm a blubbering ball of tears, but I
He's a ball
echo
of tears.
I echo those already things that others have said about him, that he's just been a great kid, and we've learned a lot from the friends that he's been with and the impact they've had. So I know there will be more stories and memories that come later. It's been fun to hear some of the reminiscing of the childhood, because again, yeah, there was a lot of years being in the military that I've been away and not around. But yeah, just really am grateful.
Oh, Jess, you got yourself muted.
Oh, whoops. Well,
I last you said was I'm really grateful.
yeah, that just his humor and the funniness that he brought into our lives, and yeah, we'll definitely miss that big kid.
Thanks, Jess.
Yeah, hoy hoy.
Hoy hoy. Did anyone else want to say anything before we wrap up with a prayer? Yeah, James.
I was gonna say that AI is pretty wild, that you can have this computer that it looks like my sister talking to us and actually formulating words as well that make sense. So Bill Gates, I don't know, he's responsible, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, I just had some different thoughts. I'd forgotten about the crayon up the nose, forgotten about the pennies swallowed.
like
Remember?
20 cents or something in there. I remember they kept them, they were super shiny.
They had to stick a tube down his throat and get him out. Yeah, I remember the whole neighborhood scouring areas everywhere, because all of a sudden, some night he couldn't be found. And I don't remember if we were all, we used to go do the night games with all the neighbor kids. And at some point, I think my mom probably was like, where's that little whippersnapper? But yeah, we looked all over, and we ended up he had climbed in the car, which you hear kids dying from heat and stuff over temperature. But yeah, he's found in there just asleep, like he'd gotten in there playing. All right, I'm bored, put it on autopilot, Tesla, ahead of his time, and I went to sleep. So yeah, he was found in there. I know when he was little, he definitely wanted to be the center of attention, and he was a dang cute kid. At some point in your life, when you get the struggle of 6 different siblings, trying to find their own identity and what have you, at some point that push for attention probably isn't, it's detrimental to a relationship with siblings. So, it went from being cute to like, all right, you need to go away, like and it seems like a lot of my friends, they didn't see that part of it. They just saw this cute, sibling that wanted some attention to be a part of it. And so they were pretty welcoming. And I think I was kind of the ogre, trying to run him off. But yeah. And then at some point in our lives, I mean, we were 5 years apart, the brothers. John was 5 years older than me, Justin 5 years younger. But for some reason that under 5 seemed like a bigger gap. Like, I don't know, maybe it was just the way that, we show our affection. I know I always, reached out to my older brother to hang out, like, hey, can I, I'll be cool. Like, can I go and do stuff with you? And Justin, I think, had that same mentality, but like I say, being really smart and quick comebacks and stuff, I think some of that probably put a wedge between me and him, just because, him trying to show he wants to be hanging around, but in a way that I'm just like butthead, like, so yeah, I mean, looking back, we were talking about some of the times apart, the times we missed, all of those different things. And I'm trying to visualize or verbalize what some of those things might have been, at different points in our lives. Also thinking, we're talking, we're in a church, we're talking theoretical religion and the afterlife, spirit, heaven, all of those different things. And at times you wonder, if maybe our matrix of what we measured our lives or so far for success or failure or hindrances or great protocols, I don't know, but what really makes a meaningful difference. And some of the different things that have been said about Justin, I'm sitting there thinking, man, tally that up for like, pros. So who knows? Well, maybe we'll get to see him again in heaven and be like, all right, you're the boss. I'm down here. I thought I was doing good. I don't know. Anyways, another thought that had kind of come to me when, they're talking about him being this great debater. I think it did hit those different notes of, as a brother, he might have gotten a better one off on you. And these the younger brothers, you're like, again, go away, like, you're making me look bad in front of my girlfriends. Because I do, seems like John's, he had some girlfriends that all, would talk about Justin, if you ran into him, and they're like, oh, hey, how's Justin doing, and you're just like, gosh dang, had an impact on him. So just being friendly and talking, and I guess being cute. all came into it, but yeah, it seems like some of those formative years I had gotten married and, was away and just looking back, wish that I'd had a more positive impact on him during, what might have been critical times, critical years, just to, to at least let him know that we're always open to hearing him out. And, and to keep that connection. Definitely helped him since his passing. I don't know if it was a big cardboard printout, but it might have had some effect on it. I don't know, but yeah, at times I'm turning around like, gosh dang, he's right here. But so I hope that moving forward, those that knew him, those that loved him, will continue to feel that love, that togetherness, that presence of security, that tire iron, and that you'll feel a little more comfort just thinking of him. These words in the name of Jesus Christ.
Is there anybody else that wants to share something before I close it out? I'm Justin's nephew, Christian, the youngest of of his sister, Julie. And like my sister said, we didn't really know him all that well growing up, especially because I was the youngest. It was mostly just held to like Thanksgiving dinners and Christmas dinners. But all the times that he was there, he always just kind of had a presence, and he was somebody who was just real, like as the past couple of years that I got to know him better. He just didn't really care what anybody else thought, and it was nice to talk to somebody who had some different experience. So obviously he's gone through a lot of hard stuff, and so it was nice to see that side of things. 'Cause when you talk to people, you don't really dive deep into struggles and things like that. So it's nice to get to know him more. I had the chance to go on some trips with him. We went to a couple museums down in Helper, and it was good times. He was always keeping things interesting and making jokes, always poking fun. So it was nice. But yeah, I hope to be a good friend like he was. Touched a lot of people's lives, and it's good to hear that. Nobody overlook that.
He donated his heart.
Also,
And sorry,
You're good. I don't know how to mute it.
it's supposed to be muted.
Okay, there.
yeah, thank you all for coming and sharing. It's nice to hear other people's stories. Just to get a better knowledge of who he was and how he impacted people's lives. But yeah, with that, I'll give the closing prayer, and everybody can feel free to hang around and eat some snacks and just converse with each other. But Heavenly Father, we thank thee so much for allowing all of us to gather together to celebrate the life that Justin had, and the love and compassion that he was able to share with all those around him. May we be able to strive to be more like him, and always think of him as we go through our lives, and we can all travel safely from here, and just keep him in our hearts. We thank thee so much, and hopefully he can look down on all of us and help us through our struggles, as I'm sure he'd love to do. We say these things in the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
I'm gonna play the little clip at the end of the video.
Maybe click the actual mute part. Yeah, that it looks like that. Yeah. Sorry, right now. 5 minutes from now. This is Julian Falls, just outside of Marysville. Oh.
Great to meet you. My name is Courtney. Oh, thanks. But hey.
This is perfect. I think it's said. Well,
That's so
Yeah.
I got a good picture. Take a picture.
I'll take it.
It really is, that really is.
Hola Jessica, te voy a grabar.
Oh, hola Liz.
Hola, ¿cómo está tu esposo? Muchos saludos. Estoy grabando los detallitos acá. Te voy a grabar.
Ok, con todas las lágrimas. They probably can't hear us, but I'll just say hey again. It's good that you're on.
Manda.
Estuve hablando con nuestro amigo de nuestra juventud, Kent, que también está en la llamada.
Sí, sí, ya lo vi. Bien.
Hi, Jacob.
How you doing today?
Good. How are you? How were the snacks?
Good, really good. Ya comió como 3 veces, ¿ah? Should I stay or should I go?
You should go.
If you say won't be mine.
Was that the last? I caught the last of. I think it was James that was talking. Was that him?
The last person was my nephew Christian.
Yeah, right before him.
Yeah, that was James.
Okay, I just caught the very last of that.
Yeah. they did a recording. I mean, it's recorded. I don't know how they send it afterwards, but it was kind of interesting. If you have time, it might be fun to
Yeah,
listen in.
I just barely got home and went, crap, I did not get down there.
Oh shoot. Oh well. Jump
So,
on, even if you caught just the tail end.
what did he donate? I know his heart.
Yeah, his heart, his kidneys, and his liver. One of the cool stories, Jennifer, I think family that are her ministering sisters, they came in and started sharing a story that someone they knew recently received a kidney, and it sounded like it was from someone that had been in and out of jail. And I'm like, oh wow, it might be Justin's kidney that's, you know, floating around Springville or somewhere in the area. So I think with time we would, like to reach out and, try and see who's walking around with
Yeah,
this heart. I think that'd be pretty.
yeah. So,
But yeah, one of the earlier stories they were saying is when they took his liver out, it was like the biggest liver they'd ever seen.
well, he was not a small child.
I know. I don't know where he got his size from, but geez, yeah, he's a big kid. Yeah.
So, well, it's good that he's able to help some people.
Yeah, for sure. It was the silver lining of it all.
Yeah. I just don't know what, I don't know if it was you or Julie or James that posted something that he he was overdosed. I don't even remember what it was,
Yeah.
but so I don't
Yeah,
even
they
know what happened.
had initially just found it was like Super Bowl Sunday. They had uh found him unresponsive. He had
Like at home or at your dad's house or what?
no, it's some random abandoned house in Provo.
Oh, okay.
So I think a girl that was with him that night or something had called the police after who knows how many hours. And yeah, then he didn't, I guess, have any ID on him or something when they came in. They knew who he was, but it took them a day or so to find family members. So it wasn't until the following Monday that they started reaching out, going, "Hey, are you a family member of Justin Turner? He's, in ICU." And I mean, he had been unresponsive since they brought him in. So yeah, just kind of trying to piece together, what had happened and all the, yeah, things. But yeah, it was kind of sad.
Are you
Sad
in
deal.
Kansas?
I'm in Guatemala right now. Yeah.
What's in Guatemala? Are you working?
Yeah, my job. So
I thought you were in Kansas.
we were, and then we got pulled out to come down and fill a position in at the embassy in Guatemala. But I'm retiring. I'm hoping to retire in January, so I should be out of here by July.
Are you did you make it to your 1 star?
No, but I'm promotable. I'll pin on full bird colonel like the last few months while I'm transitioning out of the military. But a lot of people thought I'd stay in after I got promoted, and I'm like, no, I'm still done. The rank isn't enticing me enough to, keep pushing. I have hobbies and life I want to live. So
Do you guys know where you're gonna end up?
we'll be in Utah somewhere. We're debating on whether we'll head back to Mapleton or down in Ephraim. We've got houses in both, so I kind of leaning towards Mapleton just to be closer to my family that's up that way, and my dad as he's
Yeah.
getting up there in age. And
Yeah.
where are you guys at?
Lehigh.
Okay.
So we've been Pleasant Grove and Lehigh for 20, 26, 27 years.
Wow.
So, but I'm down
Like
airport every day. So
Oh, okay. Down at Provo?
Spanish Fork.
Oh, Spanish.
I've got a
Okay.
big construction project going down there. I got 98 hangars going right now. That we're
Wow.
building. So
Very cool. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
I didn't see John. Is he around?
He was out there in Utah with us, and I thought he would dial in tonight. I was kind of surprised that he didn't. So I don't know what his excuse was, but he seems to be doing okay. He got in a motorcycle wreck not too long ago.
The last time I talked to him, he was still in the he had gotten out of the hospital, but he was on, I don't know, bed rest or like don't get up and go anywhere.
Yeah. We were kind of giving him a bad time that he needs to move back to Utah, but he claims there's not enough pool halls, I guess, for his liking.
Probably true. Well, it's a new business. He can come back and open one.
I know, there you go, right?
Open one in Springville, Spanish Fork.
He's into making his own pool cues. They turn out pretty nice. But yeah, it was good to see him. He's a funny character. Him and Raquel got divorced.
They did?
Yeah, a couple years ago, or yeah, just nobody kind of knew until he said he had a new house, and we're like, new house.
I didn't
It's like,
know
yeah.
he got divorced.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, but still in Oklahoma?
Still in Oklahoma, yeah.
Let's see. All right, I'll give him a call.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well,
all right.
good
Well,
tears
good to
for
see
the
you.
night. Yeah,
I'm,
you as well.
I'm sorry it was like this, but
Yeah, me too. But do.
yeah. Parents will be the next.
I know, right?
Yeah. One of yours or one of mine.
No, I hope they hang on a little bit longer. I was hoping to get out of the military and have good quality time with my mom, and then she kind of went quicker than expected,
Yeah.
and I'll try and make the best of what I have,
Yeah. Jennifer's still here, right?
Yeah, she's in Springville.
Because I ran into Julie outside the store where Jennifer works.
Oh yeah, Julie works down there too. Yeah.
There's a restaurant that we go to next door. The Dos
Oh,
Patrios.
okay. Yeah,
And-
Julie and Jen both work there.
Oh, okay. I saw her, and I haven't seen Jennifer for a long time either. So, all right.
Coming
You
down
go
to
say-
Guatemala here at the end of the month. Julie and Carlos have a place down here, and finally talked Jennifer into coming down. She was a little reluctant, but
Doesn't all of your let's see, you got one there. Julie and Carlos do. I think James said Liz has a house there down somewhere, or I don't know if she sold it or what.
I don't think so. She was living in Carlos's parents' house as well.
Or
And
James
then
was gonna buy a lot or something out there.
that's maybe they were looking at. James always has some sort of plan going on.
Yeah, because when we were in Oshkosh, we were at Wisconsin last year. That's what he was talking about it.
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago, I guess. So
Yep. We like it. There's a lot of cool things about Guatemala. If I didn't have to work all day, I would like it more, but
do you guys have a house there or an embassy house?
we're in an embassy house. Yeah. So we always talked about wanting to look for something in Antigua and just Airbnb it when we're not there, but I don't know. I'm kind of done buying houses.
Buy one at every station, huh? Everywhere you go.
We looked out at in Fort Leavenworth for quite a while. We thought that would be a good place to buy and rent because all the students come in for 1 year. And so it'd be like, oh, you just keep renting to students that are there for the command and staff college. But yeah, then we ended up getting stationed out there and we didn't buy. We ended up renting. But yeah.
You could have rented to yourself.
There we go. Yeah.
You would have made money. So.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Take care. Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Johnny a call too. So.
Hey, do it. All right. Take care. See you.
All right. Bye bye.
Oh, it might be a little buffery. Yeah, it looks like it's pausing. I don't know. Maybe it might. There we go.
Caleb.
Yeah.
Caleb. Your hair's curly, man. What happened?
I got a perm.
Oh, you did it on purpose. Okay. I thought maybe you had natural curls and
Back, yeah. But I just kind of wanted it more like instead of having it straight and then curly, just curly.
okay. That looks good.
I've never had it long.